Okay, good morning. And today our topic will be the definition and the equation of a circle. So what I've said, uh, na discuss natin last time for lesson 1, the overview of conic sections, what are the conic sections, at saka yung mga degenerate conic sections, and also uh, we've learned about the general equation of a conic section. So for this lesson, we are going to define and determine the equation of a circle, which is our first type of conic section. And as you can see, a circle is generated when you pass or cut the doubled up cone, which is in a way that the plane is perpendicular to the axis of the cone, or in a way that the plane is parallel to the base of the cones, as you can see there. Okay, so this is the definition of a circle.
Finish.
Okay. Oh, no. No. X squared plus y squared equals 16. Since I'll just do it manually, okay. The center is at 0, 0. The radius is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the circle should look like not so, but I'm sorry, it should look like that. The radius is 4 here. And the center is at the origin, 0, 0. Is that enough? I'm really sorry. I didn't
Yes.
incorporate a graph. Okay, let's move on to the next example. The center is at negative 4, 3, and the radius is the square root of 7. Again, we begin first with the standard equation, and from there we substitute values for the given condition. The center is at negative 4, 3, therefore our h is negative 4 and our k is positive 3. Our radius is square root of 7. Ouch! Our radius is square root of 7, so that is r. Substituting the given conditions or values, we have x minus, since this is minus and h is negative 4, this will become positive 4 squared, plus y minus 3 squared equals the square root of 7 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 7. So this is the standard equation or standard form of this circle. The equation of the circle in standard form. So maybe you'd ask, bakit hindi ko po in-expand? Why didn't I expand or simplify the square of the binomial? Because we are in standard equation. The standard equation should look like this. If you expand that, it will become general equation. Okay, so the answer should look like. And the graph, square root ng 7 is approximately 2.65. So if you graph that, that is negative 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, then positive 3, 1, 2, 3. Here is the center, C. Then the radius is almost 2 units. So almost 3, I'm sorry. And Sorry. Itlog ko naman yun. Okay. Wala. Ibarin ko na lang. Basta ganyan. Kasi ba't hindi ko sinama yung graph nito, Venus? Okay. Example number 3. So the condition is we are tasked to give the standard equation of the circle with the given condition in the figure. So first you have to look for the center, and it is very obviously specified, which is the point C. So the center is point C with coordinates 3, 1. What is that? And as you can see here, it was specified that the length of PC, okay, a point P which has no coordinates, but the distance between P and C is 5, and actually P is on the circle and C is the center, so the distance or the line segment PC is actually the radius of the circle. Therefore, R, or the radius, is equal to 5. So again, direct substitution po in the standard equation, which is our h is 3 and our k is 1. Therefore, x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 5 squared, or equal yan sa 25. So I'll rewrite na lang here. And of course, aray, the graph should look like this. Okay, I don't need to graph it. Yay.
Sir, y minus 1 squared, di ba?
Y minus 1. Yes. Sorry. Thank you. Question?
Yeah. Where did you get the negative 2 and 1 and 6 and 5? A and B.
Yeah, actually these are just nuisance points because it is already given that there is a point P in the circle and that the distance of that point from the center is 5, which is basically the radius. So you don't actually need A and B, but you can check if you want to make sure that the radius is actually 5. So you can use other points like point A and B. You just apply the distance formula. So let's apply the distance formula. For point B and point C, we have 6 minus 3 squared plus 5 minus 1 squared. This is equal to the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. And that is equal to the square root of 25, or 5, which is, yeah, the distance PC, which is the radius. So it's the same. And it's also the same for point A, negative 2, 1, because they are all in the circle, in the perimeter of the circle, or the circumference. These points satisfy the equation of the circle. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll erase this one. Let's have another example again. So no coordinates are given, but we can try to look at the graph and inspect it by ourselves, by inspection only. So find the equation of circles A and B. Let's start with circle A. For circle A, what is the center?
Negative 2, negative 1?
Yes, very good. The center is at negative 2, negative 1, the red point here. How about the radius? So you just select any point, and it is easier if you select either a point that is directly above or to the left or right of the circle or the center. So here, I'll choose this point here. Then you just count on the grid. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Therefore, this is 4 units, or the radius is 4. And it's the same here, here, and here because it's a circle. So our radius is 4. I'll erase this. And therefore, our equation, okay, I'll do it directly. X minus the negative 2 is positive 2 squared plus y minus negative 1 is positive 1 squared equals r squared is 16. Okay, 4 squared is 16. So this is the standard equation for circle A. How about for circle B? What is the center? The center is
Positive 2, positive 3.
baliktad.
Positive 3, positive 2.
Yes, base X muna.
Ay pala, oo.
Sana uli nung una ang X. Okay,
Sorry,
positive
sorry.
positive 3.
Sana all. Unahin ko yung X.
Positive 3, positive 2. And ano ang radius natin? Direct.
3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3. Okay, you state. Oh, state the equation. What is the equation? X
minus
3. This is
Square.
H. This is okay. Plus.
y minus 2.
Yes. Squared equals. 3
9.
squared is 9. Okay. Aray. Ang sakit sa
Sakit
tenga.
na ulo. Tay asuyo.
Ang sakit sa tenga.
Sorry, sorry.
Yung may buds pa naman yung headset ko. Direct. Yung may goma. Woo! Okay. Moving on. Walang tayong tanong. Sige. Sample pa tayo ulit. Pahira. Oh, wala. Pa-off. Pa-off ng mic.
Can I turn off your mic?
Okay.
Wala na rambola.
Okay. The center is at 5, negative 6. And the circle is tangent to the y-axis. What does it mean? Okay. The graph looks like this. The center is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Dito ko na lang. Itataas ko lang. Ang pangit ko mag-drawing talaga. Okay. Yan. Sorry. Okay. That's better. 1, 2, 3,
Okay na yan,
4,
sir.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 5, negative 6. Nandito yung center. And it says that it is tangent to the y-axis. When we say tangent, it intersects the y-axis at only one point. And there is only one way where the tangent or the circle could be tangent to the y-axis. So dito lang siya, ganyan. Okay, hindi ko na kukumpleto yung circle ah. Sige na nga, kukumpletohin ko na. Pero ganyan yung itsura po. Tangent to the y-axis. It touches or intersects the y-axis at one point. So, actually, this term, tangent to the y-axis, will give us the idea on how to get the radius of the circle. Because since it is tangent to the y-axis, then the distance of the center to the y-axis is actually the radius. Okay.
So
So,
5,
what is the radius?
5.
5. Yes, very good. Yung term, actually, the term, the distance from the y-axis is actually the x-coordinate of the center. 'Di ba? When we are measuring or when we are identifying the x-coordinate, for example here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are actually the distance of this point to the y-axis. So the radius actually is the distance from the y-axis of the center. So yes, it is. The radius is 5. Therefore, the standard equation would become x minus 5 squared plus, here, ito yung h and k natin. Then y times, or sorry, plus y plus, kasi minus and then negative 6, so plus 6 squared equals, the radius is 5, and 5 squared is 25. Any question? Okay, none. So I'll move on to the next example. Yes, this time the circle still has a center of 5, negative 6, but it is tangent to the to the x-axis this time.
So it touches the axis one time.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the center. It touches the x-axis at one time or one point. So here is the point of tangency. I'm really sorry. Yan. So since, again, this will give us the idea of how long or what is the radius. What is the radius? It is actually the y coordinate of the center, which is, it should
6.
be, yes, okay. Although the y coordinate is of the center is negative 6, we should not choose or write negative 6 because remember radius is a distance, right? And there is no negative distance. So
Yes.
choose
Positive 6.
positive 6. Okay. Again, the equation would become, our age is still 5 and our k is negative 6. So x minus 5 squared plus y plus 6 squared equals, 6 squared is 36. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, number 7. Has a diameter with endpoints negative 1, 4, and the B is 4, 2. Uh-oh. Negative 1, 4. Negative 1, positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Then 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and then 2. This is a diameter. What is the definition of a diameter? Diameter is actually twice the radius, right? So if the diameter is twice the radius should be 1/2 the diameter. Or I can divide the segment connecting point A and point B, and therefore I can locate the center. The midpoint of A and B is the center of my circle because it is a diameter and 1/2 is radius. So how would I get the midpoint of a line? I hope you recall, but the midpoint formula goes like this. Um, the midpoint M of a line segment with endpoints x1, y1, and x2, y2 is actually just the average. So the coordinate is x1 plus y1 over 2. Ay, sorry. x1 plus x2 over 2, then y1 plus y2 over 2. This is the coordinate of the midpoint of a line segment with endpoints x1, y1, and x2, y2. So I have here the endpoints of the diameter, which is of course a line segment x1, y1 to x2, y2. So I could get the midpoint, which is actually the center of the circle. So the center is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, and the coordinates of the center is negative 1 plus 4, that is negative 3 all over 2. 4 plus 2 is 6 divided by 2, that is 3. So this is the center of the circle. Then how
Where did where did you get the -3?
negative, positive 3.
Positive.
Positive siya. Sorry. Okay.
Positive sa kubi.
Positive 3 over 2. Okay, we have the center. What we only need now is the radius. How will we do that? We can get the distance of the center to any of this point because these points A and B are on the circle to get the radius. But since it's a fraction, I'll try to avoid it. I'll stick with the points A and B because since it is a diameter, the segment line segment AB is a diameter, I can get the distance or the length of AB and just divide it by 2 to get the radius. So the length of distance AB is equal to distance formula. We have negative 1 minus 4, x1 minus x2, x1 minus x2 squared, plus y1 minus y2 squared, 4 minus 2 squared. So distance AB is equal to the square root of negative 1 minus 1 is negative 5 squared. 4 minus 2 is 2 squared. That is the square root of 25 plus 4. That is square root of 29. So AB is the square root of 29. That is a diameter. The radius is half the diameter. So that should be square root of 29 all over 2. Ah, sorry. Di pa pala yung sagot. So, therefore, the standard equation, I'll write on top, x minus the center x minus 3 halves squared plus y minus 3 squared equals radius is square root of 29 over 2 squared, or x minus 3 halves squared plus y minus 3 squared equals the square of square root of 29 is 29 and the square of the denominator 2 is 4. So this is the final answer. Any questions? Any questions, Paul?
Your microphone.
Okay, let's see if I still have an example. Kung wala nang tanong, okay, wala na pala. So,
Wala
this
na.
is, no, actually, baliktad dito. No, a while ago, we are solving or we are required to determine the equation of the circle, the standard equation of the circle. Right now, what we are going to do is from the given equation, general equation of the circle, we are going to determine the center, the radius, and if possible, we can sketch its graph and indicate the center. So, baliktad naman tayo ngayon. Now, given naman yung equation, hahanapin naman natin yung circle and radius. And actually, nagawa na natin to last time dun sa overview ng section, yung tinatawag nating completing the square. Diba? Na-try na nating i-rewrite yung general equation sa standard form. Yun nga lang, for this example, alam natin na circle yung lalabas. So, dapat alam, mapalabas natin is standard equation ng circle. So, let's try to solve. So, ito yung mga given examples. 1, 2, 3. I think yan, tigi-isa yan. For number 1, x squared plus y squared minus 6x equals 7. As you can see, hindi yan nasa, ang center niya is wala sa origin kasi meron siyang minus 6x dito. So, what I'm going to do, ang ginawa natin last time, we combine similar terms. So, si y squared, wala siyang kasama, lonely siya, equals 7. Then, we complete the square. Since wala ka naman i-complete na square kay y squared, we just leave it like that. Dun lang tayo kay x, variable na x. So, x squared minus 6x plus a constant to complete the square plus y squared equals 7 plus a certain constant which is should be added. X squared minus, ano pong i-add natin? Again, the coefficient of x is 1. So, very safe. Ang gagawin lang natin, divide natin yung 6 ng 2. Ito po yon. Lagi natin yung dinidivide, no? Then, kung ano yung lalabas, i-square natin. So, ang sagot is 9. Kaya ang i-add natin is 9. Yan. Then, plus y squared equals, of course, kung anong in-add mo dun sa left, yun din po yung i-add mo dito sa right, which is equal to 7 plus 9 is equal to 16. Then, we can now factor the trinomial and we get a perfect square. X plus 3, okay, sorry, x minus 3. Okay, x minus 3 kasi minus si 6x. So, minus 3 dapat yan, squared. Tapos, i-rewrite ko na rin si y para magmukha siyang standard equation talaga. Y minus 0 squared. Wala namang pinagkaiba yan sa y squared kasi 0. Pero para lang makita natin yung h and k equals 16 is equal to 4 squared. And therefore, by inspection, since naka-standard equation na tayo, ang h natin ay 3, ang k natin ay 0, ang r natin ay 4. So, ang center natin po ay where? At 3, 0, and radius is 4. At ano kaya ang magiging itsura ng graph? Ayun, meron na akong graph. The center at 3, 0. So, nasa x-axis. Tapos, yung kanyang radius ay...
Question, so
Yes,
why
yes.
didn't we square the 4?
What?
Why didn't we square the 4?
We
We
are...
did.
Why should we square it? We are in the opposite process. We express 16 here.
Okay.
We express 16 as a square because in the standard equation, remember, the radius, the constant side in the right side should be square. Therefore, we express 16 as a square. And from here, we inspect, since from the standard equation, r squared, r is 4. Kuha? Did you get it?
Hindi po, hindi.
Yung standard equation natin is, eto, di ba? Yung radius, para makuha mo siya na radius, dapat ini-express natin siya as a square. Okay? Kung 16 lang yan, hindi mo, mali, kung 16 yan, for example, hindi natin siya in-express as a square, tapos sinagot mo radius is 16, mali yon kasi yung standard equation, dapat naka-square. So, express mo yung right side, yung constant side, as a square. And 16, di ba, is equal to 4 squared. Di ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Parang ganito lang yan, no? Pagtabihin nyo yung r squared equals 4 squared. O ano yung r? By inspection, since pareho silang naka-square, o di kung ano man yung nasa base, yun din yung r. Base nung kabila. Gets?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, paano kung hindi mas-square yung number dun sa other side?
Okay. We use square root, for example. Kasi sunod na example ko yun, pero sige. For example, magbigay tayo. Kung hindi siya perfect square, kunwari 3. Right? Yan yung nasa right side. O di express natin siya in a square. Paano gagawin yun? Di ba pag in-square root ko, pag in-square ko yung square root, di ba ang equal lang yan, 3? O di anong radius ko? Kung ang square root ng 3 squared ay 3, ang radius mo ay square root of 3. I-square root mo lang siya. Sa madaling sabi, square root mo. Kung hindi siya perfect square. Actually, ganun din dito. In-square lang din natin yung 16. In-square root ko lang din yung 16. Kaya nakuha ko yung 4. Pero in-express ko lang siya in a square para makita nyo na naka-standard equation siya. Pero kung hindi siya perfect square, again, i-square root mo. Niwanag po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Burahin ko lang itong mga to. Let's try example number 2. Tingnan natin kung perfect square ba yung lalabas. So, ito. X squared plus y squared minus 14x plus 2y equals negative 14. Again, complete the square. Pagsamasamahin natin ang mga pare-parehas ang variables, x squared minus 14x plus y squared minus 2y equals 14. Complete the square ng x and y variables. Mag-add tayo ng certain constant for x and then also for y. And kung ano yung in-add po natin sa left, yun din ang i-add natin sa right. Okay. Swerte natin kasi yung coefficients ng x squared and y squared is 1. So, anong gagawin ulit po natin? I-divide natin yung 14, which is the coefficient ng middle term, by 2.
So,
Yes?
isn't the 14 supposed to be a negative?
Yes, negative naman.
Sir, yung
Ay,
2y,
sorry,
sir,
sorry.
Bakit negative 2y, sir?
Sorry. Ah. Napagbabaliktad ko na. Okay. Sorry po. So, positive 2y, negative 14. So, 14, negative 14 divided by 2, dito tayo. Negative 14 divided by 2, negative 7. Negative 7 squared is positive 49. Here, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. So, kung ano yung in-add natin doon, add din natin sa kabila. Perfect square na siya. X minus 7 squared. Yung operation between these two terms, no, dito, yung minus na to, nagdedepende kung ano yung nasa middle term. Kung ano ito, yun din yan. Kung plus yan, plus din dito. So, since minus si negative, minus 14x, minus 7 din. Plus dito, plus yan. So, y plus 1 squared. is equal to negative 14 plus 49 plus 1. So 51 minus 14.
74, sir.
Negative 14.
36, sir.
36.
36.
O, perfect square po ba si 36?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
6
sir.
times
Which is?
6 squared.
It's
Okay,
6
6
squared.
squared.
Square root ng 6.
Square root ng 36. Hindi square root ng 6.
6.
Okay, 6 squared. So, ano na ngayon ang center natin? Center is... Hello. Positive o negative 7?
-7.
Negative 7.
Positive 7.
Positive 7.
Di ba minus yung dun sa original na formula natin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, kung minus yan, so dapat positive si 7.
Sir, then negative 1.
At yes, very good. Negative 1 naman si K. Okay, para hindi kayo malito, ganito na lang, baliktarin nyo. Pag kinukuha nyo yung point, baliktarin nyo yung sign dun sa equation. So, from negative, magiging positive yan. Positive, magiging negative. Para hindi kayo malito. Kasi, dun sa original equation, minus yan. So, baliktarin
Okay
nyo na
po,
lang.
sir.
Okay. And anong radius natin? By inspection is 6. Bakit 6? Square root ng 36 or kapag in-express mo yung 36, 6 squared. Yeah. R equals 6. So, ang tsura niyan, ganito. Oh, may graph ako. Huwag kayo. Center is 7, negative 1. Ayan. Like so. Okay, last example. Wala nang tanong? Wala naman. Okay. Sige. Eto. Bakit ko ba ginamit yung example na to? Okay. Mas madali, siguro, gawin na lang natin na yung coefficient ni x squared and y squared, 1 lang. So, magde-divide muna tayo ng 16. Try ko lang kung mas madali. Para hindi na tayo nagpa-factor out mamaya. So, pag nag-divide tayo ng 16, we get x squared plus y squared plus 96 divided by 16 is 6x minus 40 over 16 is, okay, greatest common factor nila is 8. Tama, greatest common factor is 8. So, magiging 5 all over 2y, yung 40 divided by 16. Tapos, yung 315 divided by 16 ay wala. Walang improper fraction na siya. Ganyan na siya. Next, pagsamasamahin na po natin yung mga x. Direct ako na, magdadagdag na ako ng certain constant para ma-complete the square. Then for y squared, we have 5 all over 2y plus a certain constant equals 315 all over 16 plus a certain constant plus a certain constant. So we can now complete the square. Ano po ang i-add natin dito kay x squared plus 6x? 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And 3 squared is 9. How about for y squared? Ayan, dahil fraction siya, para hindi kayo malito, ilalagay ko dito sa taas. So, negative 5 all over 2, dinivide ko yan ng 2, parehas lang sa negative 5 all over 2 times 1 half, di ba? That is equal to negative 5 all over 4. And kapag in-square natin yung negative 5 all over 4, ano pong i-add natin? 25 all over 16. So, I will add 25 all over 16 dito. Then, again, kung anong in-add mo dito sa kabila, plus 9 plus 25 all over 16. So, pwede nating ma-factor x plus 3 squared times y. Ano po ito? Minus 5 all over 4 squared. Kung nahihirapan kayo na kung ano man yung ilalagay nyo dito, yung una nyong dinivide ng 2 bago kayo nag-square, yun actually yung nandito. Y minus 5 over 4 squared. Tignan nyo ito. 6 divided by 2, 3. O, di ba? Bago tayo nag-square, 3 squared para maging plus add ng 9, yung 6 divided by 2 na 3, siya talaga yung nandito na dun sa perfect square. Same mystery dito. Negative 5 over 2 divided by 2, negative 5 over 4. Equal po yan sa, okay, I think I'm gonna need calculator, pero ilan ang 9 times 16?
144.
Ano ba yan? Puro naman perfect. Oh, okay. Wala bang negative? Wala. So, ang lumabas dito is 121 over 4. Burahin ko dito, tayo susulat ko na dito sa ano, taas. Dito tayo sa taas, okay? So, nandito muna, x plus 3 squared equals y minus 5 all over 4 squared. Ay, plus 2 plus. My God. Plus equals. Ano yung 121 over 4? Di ba yung 121 perfect square yan? Yung 4 din perfect square. Ang 121 is 11 squared. Ang 4 is 2 squared. So, parehas lang sa 11 over 2 squared. So, 11 all over 2 squared. Therefore, ang center natin is 3. Sorry. Kung positive yan, magma-minus 3 tayo dito. Kung negative yan, positive 5 all over 4 ang center. Ang radius is 11 all over 2 or 5.5. Question. So, ganyan po yung graph niya. Baka sabihin nyo, sakto siya sa 1, hindi. Lumagpas siya ng konti, oh. Kasi 5/4 is 1 and 1/4. So, lumagpas yan ng konti. Hindi yan nasa saktong 1. Any questions po? Any questions po?
Where did you get 121 over 4?
Here, if you add 315 over 16 and 9 over 6, 9 plus 25 over 16. Okay. Where should I write? Okay, here. Um, this part. The least common multiple is 16. So, adding fractions, 16 divided by 16, 315, plus 16 divided by 1 is 16 times 9, 144, plus, of course, 16 divided by 16, 1 times 25, 25. So, this is equal to 315 plus 144 plus 25, 484 point all over 16. Or, if we divide by 4, which is the greatest common factor, you get 121 all over 4. That's where we get 121 all over 4.
Okay, where do you get 144?
Where is 124?
144. How
Ah,
do you get it?
here, 9. Remember that 9 can be expressed as 9 over 1, right? So since the greatest common factor is 16, 16 divided by 1 is 16, then 16 times 9 is 144. Fractions. Did you forget how to add fractions?
Yep.
Okay. So that is the final example. Any questions before we proceed with the activity? Mm-hmm. Nothing?